Good morning and welcome back. Today we're playing with my Three Rivers Manufacturing Atom. So these are the scales that came with it. These are the scales that I put on it. And these are the scales that I just bought to put on it. So we're gonna descale, clean, rescale, and maybe strap up the edge just a little bit just to keep her nice and keen. So let's get started. Got a T6, and if you know anything about the atoms, and I believe the neutrons too, you know that scale swapping is extremely easy. Takes no major disassembly of the knife in any way. You just pop the screws off and they come right off. Or at least they're supposed to. There you go, you little guy. So I do like these. Whoa, come back. There you go. I do like these micarta scales quite a bit. I like the color of them, and I've kind of noticed that sometimes micarta scales feel, okay, I have to keep these separate. So the clip screws are a little bit longer than the body screws. So if you're doing this for yourself for the first time, make sure you keep them separated. So I don't know if I'll be able to show this or not, but that is the clip screw. That little guy is the body screws. You can see they're just a little bit different. So make sure you keep those separate. But anyways, this micarta is nice, feels good. I've noticed that on some knives, the micarta honestly kind of feels cheap to my hands anyways. And like on that crappy buck knife of mine, it feels like super cheap. And even on some nicer knives, it just kind of feels cheap in general. So I was impressed with that stuff, but I wanted, TRM makes 3D, like rounded, curved scales. These are just perfectly flat. The G10 that came on it is perfectly flat, and it's fine. It feels just fine, but I'm a douchebag and I can't stop buying knives and accessories for knives. So good fun fact, every set of scales comes with a new set of hardware. So if you lose any of these little itty bitty screws, you have some. But so anyways, these, I don't know if you can tell, maybe from right there, these are a little bit radiused in this direction. So that's where they call them the 3D scales. So we're gonna throw those on here shortly. But first, I'm gonna just defunk the knife a little bit. I do carry the shit out of this knife. I love it. This is probably my favorite knife to actually carry. It's so nice. Super thin, super slicey, great action, and I think it's rather aesthetically pleasing as well. So I'm hoping that, so yellow is a little bit of a departure for me. I'm not typically a yellow guy. I don't know if you can see all that funk right there, and that's what I'm trying to get off here. There's a couple things that I like in yellow, but not very much. So I was just on their website the other day, last week or whatever, just kind of moseying around, and saw the yellow, and I'm like, you know what? Let's try something different. There we go. Getting some of that funk off of there now. So figured I'd mix it up. I don't know if I like them or not. I don't know if they'll stay on or not. Although I'm sure I'll give them a good college try here, but still. Okay, let's see. There's a little bit of funk down in there. It's almost too thin to get a Q-tip in between here, which is relative to cleaning the knife, not the coolest, but relative to everything else as far as carry and all that kind of stuff. It's pretty sweet. That's one of the main draws about this knife, at least for me, and I think pretty much everybody who buys one of these, is just how compact they carry. It's really amazing. So another thing that's cool is just the top-notch material. So these scales, these are actually titanium. All the screws are titanium. I think the only bits of steel inside are the pivot and the pivot screws, if I'm not mistaken. The rest of it's titanium, so it makes it very light. One thing that I'm gonna do, I've done this on my couple of my Chris Reeve knives. Actually, I only have two, so all of my Chris Reeve knives, but see the sheen that's on this blade? That's pretty nice. It's got a nice sheen to it. But I've noticed that if you use a little bit of fillets, it can enhance that sheen a little bit. So basically what I use is just a crappy old microfiber towel. Just dabble do ya. Just gonna smear that crap all over it. That is probably too much. I guarantee it's too much, but you just kind of sit here and scrub it. Just try to work up a little bit of something on there. I don't know if I think it seems to be one of those things that takes time. Hi, Lacey. It's my sister-in-law, she's here. Welcome to the internet, Lacey. But yeah, this flits, it kind of, you can kind of see it like oxidizes, kind of gets a film on there. And it doesn't do a whole lot like the first time that you do it, and even the second time. It's kind of like a cumulative effect, I guess you could say. The more you do it, the better your shine gets. So that's kind of what I did with my Inyala, and I've done it a couple times to my Sebenza as well, just because, well, I don't know, those blades come with a decent sheen right from the get-go. But I was trying to give it a little more polished look. I think I might have even tried it on my Spyderco Drunken. That thing has a really incredible sheen to it as well. So yeah, I just try to enhance it a little bit so you can kind of see it just kind of clouds it up a little bit, and you just basically work it. Try to get all over. I don't know, could be doing this wrong. There's probably better methods to doing this, but this is how I do it, and over time you'll start to see a little bit of a change, so give it a little bit of a pop. So that's all I'm going to do for today. Did it change it? Probably not. Not much anyways, but let's get that cleaned up. Get a little bit more alcohol on my Q-tip here. Whoa, oh crap. I just dumped alcohol all over my damn table. Come back, towel. Whoops. Got a little carried away. Okay. High production value. That's what I'm all about. Man, I got that shit everywhere. Oh, good times. Good times. Sop some of this stuff up. I got it like running down the backside of my hand and everything. Awesome. Okay. So, yeah, I don't know if that made it. I don't know. You be the judge. Maybe it did, maybe it didn't. Looks pretty good to me. So, let's see. Carry it like this. So this is the clip side. I don't know if you're like me and have to check in on that all the time or not. When you have the scales off, it's like, what side is up? Okay, I am going to not Loctite these. I don't think I did. Oh, no, I did last time. I do have a little bit of Loctite on there. You know, but I'm gonna, you know, I'm just gonna put them back in. I don't really feel like they even attempted to move in any way, shape, or form. So I'm just gonna go for it. This yellow is loud. I'm not sure how I feel about it. Let's see here, where are you? This is kind of, ooh, did I get it? Did I do it? Maybe? Did I get one? Yep, that's in there. I'm not gonna tighten that all the way down just yet. Not until I get both of them in there. There we go, put the hurt on that one. Not too much though, you gotta be careful. From my understanding, these screws are titanium. So, yeah, I can't remember if the screws are themselves. I know the studs, the barrels right here are, and obviously the liners are. But I can't remember if the screws are. But you gotta be careful. With titanium screws, you can strip them out pretty handily. Okay. Ooh, I don't know, that's kind of loud. They do feel nice. They are very high quality. You can, and the roundedness to them is rather subtle. These do have, there is a little bit more grip to these. This is called their G11. I don't know what the hell the difference between G10 and G11 is, but for whatever reason they call it G11. So yeah, go figure. You figure it out, but feels exactly like any G10 to me. But there is a very slight subtle texture to this, and it is a little bit grippy. It's not like the most grippy thing in the world, which is not what I want on this anyways, but yeah, that feels good. You can, the roundedness to it is pretty subtle. So anyways, give me a second. I'm gonna get out my sharpener and I'm gonna strap the edge just real quick just to tune it up. Give me a second. Okay, we're back. Excuse me. Taking a drink of coffee. Back on my wicked edge, and just gonna do a little bit of quick edge maintenance. Take that tape off. So if you have a wicked edge, and well, I might hit my camera here, so I'll try to be careful and not do that. But if you have a wicked edge and you have a TRM Atom, and you would like to know what my settings are for this, I use tape, masking tape, and I set it in the top holes. I set it to B in 1/2 on the depth gauge, and I am at 18 degrees. So I found that that's very close to the factory edge on here. So that's where I like to keep it. But this thing is so freaking thin. It's amazing. Like some of my Spydercos, they have narrower bevels on it, but the stock is thicker, so I don't know what's... I tend to find that this is probably my sliciest knife that I have. It's amazing. So, without going through any of the like stones, like my diamond stones or ceramics or anything like that, just a little bit of stroppage. Just to kind of tune up that edge just a little bit. And usually I just typically use my cowhide straps, but today I grabbed my kangaroo. So, not really going for a polish by any means. Not at all today. So I'm not really sure why I just flipped over to my fine side. I guess it's just habit when I'm here at my sharpener. But since I'm doing it, I'll just keep going a little bit here. So this will take any minor deformations of the edge and kind of get everything back in line there. Excellent. That looks good. And that should be about it. That's really all it takes for a quick tune-up job. And one thing I forgot to do earlier also, usually when I take my knives apart and maintenance them, I usually give them just a little dab of oil on the inside, just to keep the pivot nice and lubed up. Take that stuff off of there. So, well, I got it here. This stuff always comes out so freaking fast. Okay, let's see where a good place to put it in is. Usually where the lock bar indentation is right there, or excuse me, why am I thinking, what is that? That bar right there, whatever that is. I can't think of the term of it. It's relatively early in the morning and whatever, but stop pin, maybe that's what I'm looking for, that's it. But the little indentation in the blade, the cutout on the blade for the stop pin, usually if you kind of do like a half open kind of thing, gives you a nice little nook to dab a little bit of oil in there. Just work it in a little bit. Okay, that's good. Now let's, I'm gonna get a new little rag here because I still got some of that Flitz goo on there. Look at me, didn't spill alcohol all over my table again. Yeah, sometimes that Flitz stuff is kind of hard to, it's like you think you have it all off and then you look at it and at an angle and it's like, dang it. Kind of tough to get all of it off of there. I don't know what I did with my Q-tip. I lost it. No, I didn't. There it is. Trying to get in here a little bit. Just to get it all off of there. Make her look nice and pretty. All right, well, I think that's about it. So, you know, I don't know, maybe that Flitz did do a little something. Look at that. You can see my notebook and all that crap over there. Yeah. Whoa, easy now. Yep, this action is awesome on there. Let's give her a quick sharpness test. Look at that. I kind of want one of those, except until I'm gonna do a little slicing on here. Except as an Illinois resident, I have a little bit of beef with Springfield Armory from the stunt that they pulled a few years ago, and the factory where they make those is in Geneseo, Illinois. Just so the internet knows, that's how you say that, is Geneseo. It's not Geneseo or anything like that, or I don't know. I've seen people butcher that, but Geneseo is how you say that. Oh, can't get it. But as an Illinois resident, I still have a little bit of beef with Springfield Armory for their stunts that they tried to pull a few years ago. But, oh well. So I probably won't end up buying it just because I'm a stubborn asshole like that. But that's that. So that's my Atom with my new boots on there. And a little bit of edge polishing, a little bit of edge stroppage. And that's about it. Have a good rest of your day. Later.